Avoiding over-attachment to material desires. Sri Paramahansa Yogananda emphasized that spiritual seekers should steer clear of excessive attachment to material wealth and possessions. He taught that clinging to the ephemeral aspects of life distracts the soul from its ultimate goal, union with the divine. In Autobiography of a Yogi, he writes, "Possessions are not for the man, they are for the Lord." Whoever realizes this truth learns to enjoy worldly things without attachment. Yogananda ji explained that material desires act as veils obscuring the soul's inherent divinity. By practicing non-attachment, one can achieve inner peace and clarity, recognizing that true happiness comes from the soul's communion with God, not external objects. Avoiding restlessness and lack of discipline. Yogananda repeatedly warned against the dangers of restlessness, calling it one of the greatest obstacles to spiritual progress. Restlessness scatters the mind, preventing deep meditation and inner stillness. He advised practicing self-discipline to overcome this challenge, saying, "The mind is like a lake, and the soul reflects in it only when the waters are still." To combat restlessness, he recommended regular meditation, self-control, and periods of silence. Yogananda stressed that discipline is not a restriction but a pathway to freedom, enabling the devotee to focus on their spiritual practices with sincerity and depth. Avoiding negativity and criticism. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that harboring negative thoughts or indulging in criticism of others is harmful to the spiritual path. He said, "To criticize others is to wound one's own soul," emphasizing that such habits lower one's vibration and obstruct the flow of divine grace. Instead, he encouraged seekers to practice kindness, understanding, and forgiveness. By fostering a positive outlook and refraining from judgment, individuals can cultivate harmony within themselves and in their relationships. Yogananda urged his followers to see God in everyone, saying, "When you behold only goodness in others, you create a reflection of that goodness within yourself." Avoiding spiritual complacency. Yogananda cautioned against becoming complacent on the spiritual path, warning that spiritual stagnation can lead to regression. He emphasized the need for consistent effort and determination, saying, "Be not content with a little spiritual progress. Make up your mind to reach the ultimate goal." He taught that the spiritual path is a journey requiring unrelenting perseverance and vigilance. Practices like daily meditation, study of spiritual teachings, and selfless service keep one attuned to higher truths. Yogananda reminded his disciples that God realization is not a passive process but one that demands active striving and unwavering faith. Avoiding ego and the illusion of separateness. Finally, Yogananda identified the ego as the primary barrier to spiritual enlightenment. He taught that the ego creates a false sense of individuality, separating the soul from its divine source. He explained, "The ego is a veil between the soul and God. Remove the veil, and you will find your true self." The antidote to ego is humility and surrender to God's will. Yogananda encouraged seekers to meditate deeply and cultivate a sense of unity with all creation, realizing that the same divine essence resides in everyone. By dissolving the ego, one experiences the boundless joy of spiritual freedom and unity with God.